Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, my name is Nur Isenia from 6th group, which consists Anissa Nurul Ramadanti, Nisrina Nur Hikmah, and Sahrul Ramadhani. Of course, me too. 6th group will discuss about our author-oriented approach, leader-oriented approach, and context-oriented approach. The first presenter is me, Nur Isenia, and the second presenter is Anissa Nurul Ramadanti, and the third presenter is Sahrul Ramadhani, and the last presenter is Nisrina Nur Hikmah. The first presenter will discuss about author-oriented approach. Author-centered approach focus on the aspect that might have entered the text at the unconscious or unintentional level. The fact that Mary Shelley had miscarried during the period in which she wrote her novel Frankenstein 1818 can be directly related to the plot. According to the author-centered approach, the novel's central theme, the creation of artificial humans, can be traced back to Mary Shelley's intense psychological work with birth problem at the time. Many writers want to keep their fictional text and personal space intact and thus oppose this approach. For example, American writer J.D. Salinger, who rose to prominence with the publication of this novel, The Catcher in the Rye, flatly refused to publish any information about his personal life over the past several decades. Okay, the next presenter will discuss about reader-oriented approach.
Okay, then I will continue to discuss about reader-oriented approach. This approach is centered on the reader who checks, investigates the readers, where and whenever something is read by the readers. They also examine specific social, ethnic, or social reading practice national group, and certain aspects are explained by the physiological aspect of the actual reading process. In addition, this approach also assumes that the text creates certain expectation in the reader at each reading pace. In this approach, a principle emerged, namely Wolfgang Iser in 1926, which refers to the phenomenon of expectation stimulated by the text and felt by the reader. Based on this principle, the reading tries to complete what is missing through his imagination and skill in combination. According to Edgar Allan Poe, The Murders in the Rue Morgue 1841, he said that there are several passages of this kind that consistently guide the reader's imagination and expectation in various directions. A further aspect that is closely related to this approach is the investigation of the acceptance of the text by a particular reader. The historical reader-centered acceptance and acceptance theory approach, highly influential in the 1970s as a reaction to the new critical dogmas, was pushed into the background in the 1980s by text-oriented, semiotic, and context-centered construction by various schools.
The next material is context-oriented approach.
Context-oriented approach. This approach refers to a heterogeneous school group and methodology that does not regard literary texts as independent works of art, but tries to place them in a large context. Depending on the movement, this context could be history, social and political background, literary genre, nationally, or gender. The movement that is influential to this day is literary history, which divides literary phenomena into periods, deciding texts based on their historical background, the date of the text, and the influence of their common influence. This movement is related to the discipline of history and is guided by historical methodology. An important school that places literature in a large socio-political context is literary theory, based on writing of Karl Marx, and literary theory as a result of his work, including George Lucas and Antonio Chomsky. Texts are analyzed as expressions of economic, sociological factors, and politics. The conditions is the production-specific literary period and their influence on literary texts at that time caused. Marxist literary theory has lost much of its previous influence over the past 2 decades. Okay, explanations context-oriented approach will be continued by Lislina Nurhitma.
Okay, I will continue the explanation. Number 1 is New Historicism. One of the most recent developments in the field of contextual approaches is New Historicism, which emerged in the US in the 1980s. Okay, the second is literary theory. Feminist literary theory began with the assumption that gender difference is an aspect which has been neglected in traditional literary criticism. And this argues that the traditional role of literary criticism should be examined from a gender-oriented perspective. Okay, for the last is gender theory. This particular movement can be used to show how different approaches in literary studies tend to overlap. Okay, maybe enough the explanation from me.
The discussion from Group 6 has been complete. Thank you for your attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.